So you can hear some up and down going, right? Same note. Ooh. That up and down. So that is called vibrato. Now, if you feel you don't want so much of vibrato in this particular note, then flex pitch has got you. Hello everybody, this is Flow of Music, and in today's video we're gonna learn something called flex pitch. So you might be wondering what is flex pitch and why you want to learn about it. If you have vocal tracks and if you're dealing with vocal tracks, you definitely have to learn about flex pitch. Imagine you have a vocal track and you want to fix your pitch, you want to, probably increase or decrease the gain in certain portions of the song where you are maybe saying a word, maybe it is too loud and you just want to reduce that portion. You need flex pitch for all those things. And Logic Pro gives us that flexibility to easily alter and correct our pitches and everything else in a vocal track. So that is the reason why we need to learn flex pitch. That is a very flexible tool, to quickly find out how your vocal sounds, and if you need something to be corrected, you can easily go and do it immediately. Let's go and learn about it. So I just dropped a vocal sample over here and it sounds like this. Na 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 na. Ooh. So this is the vocal sample that we'll be working on today. In order to switch on flex pitch, what you need to do is first go on the top left corner and you can see this icon over here, right? Which is like a DNA or an hourglass horizontally. So you first click that. Okay, so that turns on flex pitch. Now, if you have a lot of tracks, you need to select which track you want this flex switch to be switched on. Okay, right now we just have one vocal track. You can see the same button over here, right? So you hover over it and it'll become a switch on button. You just click that. Now the flex tool is on. Down you have this drop down. Okay, so right now it is set to slicing, which is like it slices the audio, but we don't need that for now. We need flex pitch. So you just click it and then over here you see flex pitch, right? You click that once. Okay, so now you have turned on flex pitch. Now what you need to do, you need to click the track and click E in your keyboard. Basically, it opens the editor. Sometimes when you switch on flex pitch, what you actually have to get is when you open the editor window, you need to get a lot of MIDI notes kind of thing, okay, on top of the audio. So right now I didn't get it. So close it and open it again. And if you still don't get it, you can see another DNA symbol over here, right? So you just click that and then you get this. So this is what you need to get in order to work with flex pitch. Okay, we're going to work with all of this. Imagine like when I spoke about audio tracks and MIDI tracks, we spoke that audio tracks don't have a lot of flexibility like MIDI tracks, because when you probably make a mistake in a MIDI track, you can just easily change them. But whereas when it comes to audio tracks, you either have to punch in or you need to do the recording again. It's difficult, right, to rectify a mistake when it comes to audio tracks. Now look at this. So this is an audio track. This is a vocal sample, but when you turn on flex pitch, your vocal sample becomes sort of like a MIDI file, right? All these rectangles you get with a lot of knobs over each rectangle. So like a MIDI file, you get a lot of flexibility here as well. So we're going to look at how we're going to use flex pitch in order to do pitch corrections, vibrato, gain knobs. So we're going to learn how we're going to do that. All right. First, let us take one of these rectangles and see what it has. Okay. So when I play, na, 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 nothing is changed yet, right? Let me look at this rectangle since it's bigger. It doesn't matter which rectangle you choose. Just for this namesake, I'm going to choose this one. So you have 6 buttons, or basically have 6 controls over every rectangle. Let us go through everything. So the different controls that you have over here are pitch drift, fine pitch, another pitch drift, format shift, vibrato, and gain. So these are the controls that you have. So let us first look at fine pitch. When you look at this diagram, you can see that half of this rectangle is in purple color and the rest is not in that color. So you can see the whole box, but only half is covered. So that is because when this note was sung, Logic Pro basically thought, okay, majority of this note comes in G, right? G note, but it also has a little bit of G flat as well. It is thinking like that. Now, if you think, no, this is going a little flat and you want to correct it properly, then all you need to do is click this. That is the sound and it is in -32, right? We need it at 0. So let's do it. Okay, so now the entire triangle is in purple, which means it is at the right note now. Now let's play and see. Na 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 na. But it does sound a little bit odd, right? Na 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 na. So this was original one. Na 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 na. So basically this control is not always accurate. That's what also that I want to tell you. This is just to identify if your pitch is a little off and to check it, okay? So in this scenario, it doesn't make a difference because this is already right. Na, 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 na. But that is the purpose of this. So in case if this is out of tune, you just have do that. Let's just keep it in the same position for now. So that is the purpose of fine pitch. You're basically fine tuning and setting the pitch right. The next thing is pitch drift. So you can see this waveform over here, right? With ups and downs. And on the right hand side, pitch drift basically aligns the drifting of that pitch, okay? So just see what will happen if I decrease it. So this line has come down. Now when I play, na, 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 you can hear the pitch coming down and then going, right? That is the purpose of pitch drift. I have increased it now. Na, 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 na. That is definitely out of tune as well, but that is the purpose of pitch drift. So if somebody has sung, a song and then in certain places they have gone a little too much away from the pitch, or in one word it is proper from the start, but in the end alone it has gone a little off tune, that's how you correct it. You just set your pitch drift in the way that is right for your song. And the same pitch drift knob is available on the left side of this rectangle as well, which basically serves the same purpose. Alright, so you can again move it up and down and find the sweet spot. Now let's look at format shift. So format shift doesn't change the pitch at all, okay? Your pitch remains the same, but the tone of the voice changes, okay? What do I mean by tone? Let me just change it and I'll show you. This is at 0. I'm gonna put it at -12 now. Let me reduce it even more. Na, 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 na. Did you hear that? It gives a little bass kind of a thing, right? Na, 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 na. So the pitch is remaining the same, but the tone or the texture of that note is completely changing, right? Now let me increase it and show you. Na, 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 na. Those are some dramatic changes, but just to show you what format shift really is, I wanted to do that. So all these subtle changes, na, 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 na. Maybe if you need a little variations in your song, you can maybe do that. But generally when I use format shift, I rarely use it first of all. But if I am using it, I generally do that change for the entire vocal. Like I'll just press Command A and do format shift just a little bit like that for the entire vocal. But right now, we don't need that. Now let's look at vibrato. Basically, when you sing, ah, that is normal. But if there's some up and down movement while singing, ah, like something like that, okay? I am not a perfect singer, but this is the idea behind vibrato. That something like that variation, that is called vibrato. Okay, so this particular note, look at this. Ooh. So you can hear some up and down going, right? Same note. Ooh. That up and down. So that is called vibrato. Now, if you feel you don't want so much of vibrato in this particular note, then flex pitch has got you. You just click this. Now it is at 100%. You just reduce it and you can see that all those hills and valleys are just becoming normal. Now, ooh, it has drastically reduced. Ooh, ooh. Now it's just normal. Now let me raise it enormously. Ooh. So that is what vibrato does. If you need a lot of vibrato in your song, then you just increase that. If you don't want it in certain portions, you just decrease that, okay? And that just fixes your problem. The last thing, you have gain knob. You know gain, right? Gain is like a volume knob. Basically, if something is very loud, you reduce. If something is very soft, you increase. If I want this to be a little louder, what I do is I just click that and then I increase it. So you can see that the waveform over here also increases. Can you see? If I'm decreasing it, it's reducing. And now it's increasing. Ooh. And becomes a little louder. So what I generally do is, before even adding a compressor to vocal tracks, I first open flex pitch and then see the areas which are very loud, okay? Like na 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 na. Maybe if I don't want this note to be that loud, I just reduce it a bit. And if this also I don't want it to be that loud, I'll just reduce it.
Ooh.
Okay, and over here, if I want it to end a little louder, I'll just increase it and play.
Ooh.
Okay, so that's how I do it. And why I am doing like this is so that when you actually put a compressor on the vocal track, if there is a lot of change, okay, like the loud notes are really loud and the quieter notes are really soft, compressor will basically compress a lot of frequencies, okay? It'll compress a lot that you'll start losing a lot of sound that you actually need. Before adding a compressor, if you do a lot of, gain reductions or gain changes in the flex pitch tab itself, then the compressor won't need that much of processing because you've already done it over here, and this is much more precise. Like if you just want this note to be louder, it is precise. You just go and increase the volume of that note. This is flex pitch. This is an easy way to, quickly correct your tracks, quickly do pitch corrections, and then I always use flex pitch. There are a lot of things like auto tune. There's another software called Melodyne that does it. A lot of third party softwares are there, but if you want to do it just with Logic Pro, then this is more than enough for you. Couple of other things that you can do are, if you basically press Command A and then you maybe go to one of those rectangles and then you right click it, you get these things. Set to original pitch, which is the pitch that was sung. Set to perfect pitch. So this is the pitch that Logic thinks is right. Okay, let me just add that and then show you.
Na 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 na. Ooh.
Even though it is at the right pitch, it will not sound human like, right? We are not robots, and definitely when we sing, we do make a little bit of mistakes and everything is not perfect. If you completely eliminate that human factor away from your vocal, then it won't sound pleasant. You will lose that natural touch in your song. So it's better not to use that particular effect where you just make everything right by just clicking that, okay? You listen to it without even checking if the pitch correction, okay, what is it in? Now it is at 0. Oh, okay, now it is in minus 32, and then you go fix it, you fix the next one, you fix the next one. No, you don't have to do that. You listen to the song and your ears will guide you. You will know when something is flat or something is sharp, right? So those notes alone, go and fix it, okay? You don't have to do everything. Unless and until a note sounds bad, only then you go and fix it. Over here also you can do the same thing. Like you can do Command A and then you can just increase it and it'll set all your pitch correct. So both are basically the same function only. On top of that, you can also quantize these notes. Also, you have a gain knob over here as well if you want to increase it. But my suggestion would be to go through individual notes and change that gain like that, and not overall over here. So these are the different things that you can do with flex pitch. And now that you know how each of these knobs work and how to switch on flex pitch and stuff like that, I'm sure you can do it with your vocal tracks as well. Do try it in your vocal tracks, and if you found this useful, just comment below. Let me know what was very useful and let me know if it helped while mixing your own tracks, and I'll be very happy to read your comments and replying to all of them. If you want me to teach any other topics in music production, just comment below and I will gladly do a video on that. If you are somebody who's working with another, third party plugins or anything that does the job just like flex pitch, then drop the name of that also down so that we can all try that out and see how that works. So that is the end of this video. I hope you guys liked it. Thank you so much for watching. As usual, keep making music, never stop learning, and I'll see you guys in another video.